Good evening, dear masters. Good evening, good morning. Microphone and speakers. Yeah, hope you're able to hear me. Listen, yes. Thank you and welcome to session 2 of our journey to train our attention and awareness, which is what is this course called Superpower Mindfulness. And in session 1, we saw why mindfulness is a superpower, why training our attention and awareness is so important. We saw what do we mean by attention, what do we mean by awareness. And we said attention is like a focused awareness, focusing on a specific activity, specific task. Where your attention goes, your life follows. Whatever we place our attention on is what gives our experience of life. If you're placing our attention on negative things, on lack, on things that I don't have, then life reflects back the same way to us. If I place my attention on gratitude, on abundance, on love, then similarly life reflects back the same to us. If I place my attention on why are things happening to me, then life reflects the same to us. As we contribute more, as we share things, as we share our wisdom, as we share our abundance, similarly life gives us magical moments. And then we learned awareness. Awareness is like the floodlight. Both are very important. You can't just have a single pointed attention, then you'll miss the big picture. At the same time, just having pure awareness gets us lost in thought, lost in confusion, right? Mindfulness is that optimum balance of attention and awareness at any moment of time. And we also learned you cannot change what you're not aware of, which is what we're going to talk a little bit more about. You can't change what you're not aware of. That is why consciousness, awareness, mindfulness is so important in every moment. And in fact, Patriji keeps saying consciousness is a fundamental verity. There is a wonderful quote. I believe there is a video as well. Consciousness is the fundamental verity. And all our scriptures talk about that, right? Consciousness is one, and we are all conscious beings. The more Eckhart Tolle talks about the purpose of life is only for consciousness to flow through you. How does consciousness flow through us? By stilling our mind, by keeping our mind empty. Through a process of empty mind, our consciousness flows through into every activity that we do, every word we speak, every conversation that we have. So consciousness is the fundamental verity. Consciousness is composed of attention and awareness, or mindfulness is composed of our attention and awareness. And we also, by the way, how many of you were able to do some parts of the homework? How many of you did at least one mindful practice? You can just type on the wonderful, I got your hand raised, but type yes on the chat window. How many mindful activities were you able to do? 1, 2, 3. Mindful activity. Could be mindful brushing, mindful walking, mindful eating. Yes, wonderful. 2, me 5. All right, so 5 mindful activities. The purpose of the course is done. Spend mindful time with my child, wonderful. Eating, thinking, walking, wonderful. So, all right, so I think the whole goal of this course is that, right? And again, as I mentioned, this is a course where we are learning or sharing wisdom from Buddha's Satipatthana Sutta for practical life. It's a voluminous scripture. What we are taking is what is essential for our life, and then he talks about the 4. That's another thing that we learned. 4 foundations of mindfulness. Can someone type what are the 4 foundations of mindfulness that we learned? Traveling mindfully. Okay. Four foundations of mindfulness. Body, mindfulness of body. What is the second one? Yes, body, feeling, mind, mental states, and thought. Mindfulness of body, mindfulness of feeling, mindfulness of mental states, sorry, mindful of mental states, and then mindfulness of thought or insights. Those are the four foundations of mindfulness. And we covered a little bit of mindfulness of body in the last session, and this session we're going to cover a little bit more. But what we're going to see is mindfulness in action, body in action, or a behavior. Right. The next session we will go into the mindfulness of feelings, very important. But before we get to the feelings, body is important. And again, another caveat, all of us are practicing some kind of meditation. Most of us are practicing anapanasati. So that is what I call a standard meditation practice, which I spoke about. So standard meditation practice, you continue to do what you are doing. Whatever we are learning in this course is all about in addition to something that complements, that something that augments your standard meditation practice, right? Like mindfulness of eating, mindfulness of walking, mindfulness of feelings. So there's no change in what you are doing. Continue to do your meditation practice, and whatever we are talking about is how do we extend that practice. It augments your sitting practice of meditation, and obviously meditation increases your level of awareness, so that we kind of uh, do things a lot more aware. All right. So today, let me just, I will go a bit slow. I remember, I think I rushed a little bit last session. Okay. So yeah. All right. So today we're going to, and then we also learned about, yeah, so most importantly, I want to talk about that. So we also learned about the body schema. Right? So we learned about the body schema. What is the body schema? It's a mental map of your entire body. And that is what we are going to be aware. We're going to do a body scan meditation, not at the end, but in the middle. Once I cover a few concepts, we'll do a body scan meditation for around 20 to 30 minutes and then cover some of the practices. So what is body scan meditation? We using our mind, our mental awareness, we scan every part of the body. What it does is it enhances our body schema, the mental map of our body. And the mental map of our body has a representation of every organ, every muscle, every bone inside our body. So it's a mental map. And when you are when you are highly energetic, when you are highly enthusiastic, then your mental map is an exact reflection of your body. Whereas when you're feeling tired, when you are feeling sluggish, when you are feeling sick, then your mental map also becomes clouded. It is not at its 100%. That is why, though the body is the same, you'll feel a little bit drowsy, you feel a bit sluggish, you feel a bit heavy. So body schema is another one. And the other thing that we learned a practice called miraculous sigh. I don't know how many of you practice that. It's basically long in breath, holding it, and then doing it that way. Yes. And did it help? It should help in any stressful situation, anything that you get into, any meetings, any conversation, any difficult conversation. It's an immediate stress reliever. Yes, instant relaxation. All right. So with that, let's dive into a little bit more of mindfulness of body. And we also learned about the mind-body connection. And we said how the body and mind are connected in a cyclic way, right? For example, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling stressed, the first reflection happens in your body. Your muscles, your shoulder muscles probably slouch, you feel a tension in your muscles. When you are afraid, when you're fearful, you feel a sense of sensation in your tummy. So the body reflects the state of the mind, which in turn again reinforces what you're thinking, and then it's a loop. So mind-body connection is very important. And if we are aware of our body, if we are a lot more aware of the sensations in our body, then we can detect a lot of illnesses. We can detect a lot of stress happening much earlier, because first it happens on the body and then it goes to the mind. So the moment you relax your body, the moment you feel you're feeling sick and you're aware of it, then you'll take appropriate actions, right? So that's the mind body connection. And today we're going to talk about mindfulness of action. And yes, one other important thing that we covered last time is the what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is attention plus evaluation plus wise action. Attention, that is something we're talking about. When you are focusing our attention on anything, and then evaluation is when you are completely mindful, there is always a gap, there is always a pause, there is always a space where you can evaluate, right? Before doing something, or what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? What am I thinking? Is my thinking really needed? What am I feeling? Do I give in to my feeling, or is it okay? I can wait. I can be patient with my feeling, right? So that is the pause. That is the evaluation, and then wise action. Buddha calls it as right action or wise action, right? Wise action is anything that does not disturb your state of awareness or consciousness. Anything that clouds your mind, anything that clouds your state of awareness or consciousness is not a wise action. And and we said body awareness is the foundation. We saw some science as well. So neuroscience of embodied awareness. We talked about, I think, proprioception, I'm not sure, but yeah, interoception I did mention. So how the body awareness rewires your stress response, right? Again, Deepak Chopra talks a lot about interoception. What is interoception? It's the brain's ability to see the internal body signals, right? And then it's about we being aware of our internal body signals, our heartbeat, my stomach grumbling, or a feeling of tension in my chest region, or maybe some kind of a pain in the hip region. So, and also the internal organs, you'll be able to kind of feel. So that kind of gives you a sense of what you're feeling at any point of time. Heart rate, breathing, muscle tension, gut sensations, and your body sends 80% more signals to your brain than your brain sends to your body. I mean, we know this gut-brain axis. Your gut sends a lot of signals to the brain, and then brain in turn also kind of sends instructions to your entire body. The moment I want to move my hand, right, the brain sends an instruction to the entire muscle and muscular system to kind of allowing me to raise my hand. All right. So interoception is what enables us to be aware of our body. And when we are at a level of interoception, we can easily know when our stress is getting built up, when we need to stop eating, when we see anger rising in us. So all that are the properties of interoception. And that is enabled by this body-brain highway I covered a little bit last time. The brain's ability to sense and interpret internal body signals is what is interoception. I think this is very similar to the earlier slide. Yeah, heart rate, blood pressure, breathing patterns, gut sensations, muscle tension, all this. And as I said, bottom up, the body sends 80% more signals, and top down, it is the prefrontal cortex sends signals to this pathway. There are two pathways: mind, body to brain, and brain to body. And yeah, it's very important for that connection to happen, connection to be aware, because the moment you get that damning email, the moment you get that email that is so critical of you, or the moment a person passes a comment that is critical of us, right, immediately there is something happening in the body. The moment we realize that, we are able to realize that only when we are aware, only when you're in a state of heightened awareness. That is what body scan will give you. It will allow you to kind of be conscious of each and every part of your body. right? As soon as we become aware of it, then there is a time for us to kind of change our behavior, change of action. So for example, physical health, it will tell you when you are getting sick. All of us know, right? I mean, we know that we are going to get cold in a couple of days, or catch cold in a couple of days. You sense a sensation of a sore throat, you sense a sensation of weakness, whatever it is, right? Better pain management, anxiety reduction, depression prevention. You know you are getting into that state of, oh my God, how does it matter? Right? And then you sometimes you will know that the rumination is start setting in. You start beginning to become anxious. What do we do? Right? So these are all the benefits of a heightened interoception, and it is something that we can cultivate through mindfulness of body, which is what we will practice through body scan. All right, so Buddha talked about several postures for us to be mindful as part of his mindfulness of body, right? So we all do the sitting meditation. We all are aware when we sit and meditate, develops concentration, sustain attention. I call that as a net practice for us to be mindful during the day, right? And we sit in a silent place, whatever, we use music or not use music. So that is sitting meditation. And then there is walking meditation, right? I'll cover a slide, I think probably the next slide or a couple of slides more, or the next slide, I'll talk about walking meditation. Similarly, standing meditation. Again, standing meditation, walking meditation are not with eyes closed. Right? Standing meditation, unless you see in the picture, you're standing very straight and in a place, you talk about closing your eyes, but not with your eyes closed. And then there is lying down meditation, right? Which all of us practice when we do yoga nidra. In Pyramid Valley, we have yoga nidra sessions. Yoga nidra. So basically, it's about being aware and doing a body scan where you relax your body. And each of them has its own advantages. So sitting meditation trains focus, trains attention and awareness, whereas walking meditation trains mindfulness while moving, coordination of attention and action. It kind of really tests your present moment awareness. And and again, there are two types of walking meditation. So one is formal, the other one is informal. Informal is anything that you're getting up and going to some place, your normal informal walking meditation that you can be mindful of. So informal walking meditation, in fact, we do this practice in Valley during our stillness retreat. So there are three types that you can practice. All of us go for walking. Only thing is you see people wearing headphones, people seeing their mobiles while walking. They're all mindless walking. They absolutely do not add anything to our awareness, though there may be muscles that are moved. And in fact, Hatha Yoga, the yoga practice, they're all practices of body awareness, right? I mean, when I was young, I never used to be conscious of what I was doing, right? I mean, if the instructor says do a particular pose, you go ahead and do it. But later, once I got into meditation, then I started aligning the postures, aligning the movements, aligning the positions with my breath. And that is when the magic happens. When you are with the breath, you are aware of the particular posture, right? How long you are tensing the muscle, how long you are in that particular posture, feeling that fully, not thinking about work, not thinking about something that you're going to do, not thinking about those ideas. So that is fully present mindful activity in Hatha Yoga. And that is the original definition for Hatha Yoga. It's not just physical. There is a mindfulness element also to it, right? So, for example, some of you who are beginning to practice walking meditation, there are three variants that literature talks about. Number one is you lift your leg, put it front. So it's step, step, step. You just remember every step. This is at a highest level, right? And then other thing is you walk slow. Only then we are able to kind of find what our pace. I mean, be aware of our muscle movements, be aware of our hand movements, be aware of the body sensations, be aware of the entire position of the body as we move. Right. The first thing is you keep one step, step, step. So the only thing you're aware of is every step. The second variant is like a next refined level. Is there are three parts. As you lift your leg, you move your leg and rest your leg, place your leg. right? So you're aware of every moment. You are aware of every moment. And during that every step, what are you aware? You are aware of your hand movements, you're aware of your body movements, you are aware of the muscle movements in your leg, muscle movements in your thighs, muscle movements in your body. You're aware of the way your head is resting, head is moving, right? The second refinement is that you are noticing the lifting, moving, and placing of your feet. And the third advanced practice, which I read monks in Buddhist monasteries literally practice it very formally, is about the six steps. It's all they talk about six parts. I intend to move my leg. I lift my leg, feet. I move my feet. I place my feet. Then I shift my body, right? And then they come into contact with the ground, right? And in the Indian context and Buddhist context, you see a lot of people walking barefoot. So what happens when we do barefoot? We are able to feel the pressure. Of course, in a shoes also you feel the pressure, but in a barefoot you're able to feel the sensations also. So that's a lot more, a bit more of awareness. So just like a sit-in practice, what are we focusing on? We are focusing on placing our attention on walking. We are aware of all the sensations. We are aware of all the sensations in our body. At the same time, we are also aware of whatever is happening outside, the breeze, the heat, the warmth, the sounds. And the last component is without judging anything, without analysis of anything, right? Oh my God, that's the sound of a peacock. Oh, it is very hot, it is very breezy. What will happen to me? So no thoughts. So it's exactly what we do in meditation. Anytime you get distracted, you bring your attention back to your walking, being aware of every feeling. All right. So this is walking meditation. Like I explained last time, eating. Buddhists call it as eating meditation, also mindful eating, where you do the same thing, right? And you are completely aware of you're doing that with all, and that is why in India we have this practice of eating with our fingers, right? You're able to feel the warmth, the texture. You're able to listen to the sound of what you're eating, right? You're able to feel, sense the smell, feel the taste fully, right? And feel whether it is hot or cold. So the entire thing, I keep telling this in a lighter vein. When you go to an Indian wedding, I mean, especially South Indian wedding, right? They put all these different color items and different texture items on a plantain leaf, and it has all shapes, all textures, right? All colors. You have a different colors sweet, and then you have the puppet for your sound making. Of course, there are different vegetables as well. So, and then the way you feel that with your hands is amazing, right? So mindful eating or eating meditation is that without devices, without screens, without conversations. Today it's very difficult in the social context, especially when you go on work related dinners and all that, but you can practice at home. So one advice that I give my workshop participants is basically sitting meditation is definitely the best option. If you're unable to do your sitting meditation for whatever reason, then try practicing the same mindfulness in walking or eating. Try to sit in a silent place and start eating, or practice whenever you walk a few steps. You can always be very mindful. Same thing, attention plus awareness plus non-judgment or acceptance. All right. So there are two, and then the last posture is the same thing. I think we'll do the body scan. So you can do the body scan. The lying down meditation, what I mentioned was basically that. So the Buddha's, of course, he does a lot more. He goes into internal organs. There are quite a few steps that he talks about when he says mindfulness of body, but we'll not go there. Um, so postures, and then we talked about walking meditation, right? What I'm going to talk about is quickly talk about body scan. We'll get into a body scan meditation for around 20 minutes or 25 minutes. And then quickly in another 10-15 minutes, I'll cover some scenarios, some use cases like pain management, stress management, what, how you can manage those with heightened awareness of body, how mindfulness of body allows you to manage that better, right? So that's what we'll do today. So what is body scan? So body scan isn't just a relaxation, a lot of things that happen. So your brain's body map the body map gets gets replenished through the signals that each part of your body uh, gives, right? So in fact, when we do the body scan, what we will do is, so pretty much we will go through, I'll guide you through right from the foot to your head. I'll guide you through different parts of the body. All you need to do is just observe that particular body with your awareness, with your attention, right? And feel any sensations, feel any lightness, feel any stiffness, and then you relax, right? It's almost like progressive muscle relaxation exercises, but these are a lot more awareness oriented. Will go at a finer level throughout the body. All right. So that is body scan, and then we'll do it fast. Usually in my breath by breath sessions, the body scan takes 1 hour 15 minutes. We go part by part, and then we spend a bit more time. But today we'll do a faster. But there are a lot of body scan meditation videos and audios available on the Pyramid Valley YouTube channel as well as elsewhere. It's a standard practice that a lot of people follow. All right. So let's get started. I'll play some light music. Just relax yourself and standard sitting posture. So you can sit in a relaxed position. For this, you don't need to clasp your hands or cross your feet, whatever allows you to stay relaxed. That should be good. You close your eyes, remove your spectacles. Sit in an absolutely comfortable position. Feel your entire body resting on your seat. Take 3 deep breaths. Do the miraculous side. Do 3 deep breaths. Long inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Three deep inhale and exhale. Begin noticing the weight of your body, the way you are sitting. Bring awareness to your entire body as if you are scanning it from a distance. Notice the overall shape and your posture. Relax your shoulders, jaw, your back, your forehead. This process is going to get your body completely relaxed. Gently bring your awareness to your nostrils and feel your breath, feel your normal, natural breathing. As you breathe in and breathe out, feel the movements in your chest region or feel the movements in your abdomen. the right way of breathing. As you breathe in, your chest expands down, your stomach comes out, stomach expands out. As you exhale, your lungs contract and your belly, stomach goes in. Feel the movements as you breathe in normally, naturally. Continue to breathe normally, gently. We are going to systematically move awareness through your entire body. If your mind wanders, simply guide your awareness to the part that we are focusing on at that time. Slowly bring your awareness to your left foot. Notice your left foot without moving it. With your awareness, feel the toes. Feel your lower part of your foot, the sole. Feel the heel. Feel the ankle. Relax them. Then slowly move your awareness to your right foot. Do the same. Feel each toe, each toe. Feel the sole, feel the pressure. If you are sitting in a lotus position, feel the pressure, or feel the way your feet is touching on the ground. Feel the sole of your right foot, feel the heel, feel the ankle. Feel any tingling sensation. Feel the relaxation. Now, slowly move your awareness to your lower legs. And you can scan each of your lower leg, maybe starting with your left lower leg, from your left ankle, the lower part of your leg, the calf muscle, the shin, all the way till your knee. Scan with your attention from your ankle to the knee, round your lower leg and down to your ankle. Similarly, do the same with your right lower leg. Feel each and every part of your lower leg, your calf muscles, shin. Scan from your ankle to your right knee, round your leg, down. You can keep scanning multiple times as well. Some of you may feel some sensation, some of you may not, which is okay. But you're just going through the body schema or mental map for each part of our body. We are strengthening that. Next, move your attention to your knees. your left knee and then the right knee. Feel the solidity of the knee. Feel the way your legs are bending at the knee. Go around each of your knees. Next, move your attention to your left thigh. Feel the powerful muscles. Feel the way your thigh is resting on your chair or your seat. Notice where the thighs make contact with the surface beneath you or on the chair. Feel any sensations. Feel the pressure. Similarly, scan your right thigh. Feel any tingling sensations. Feel any relaxation. Release any stiffness. You just breathe in, all the while continuing to be aligned to your in-breath and out-breath. You can inhale energy, release tension during your exhales. Now, feel both your thighs together, heavy, relaxed, fully supported. Now slowly move your attention to your hip region, your pelvis, your seat, your bottom, and your lower belly. Feel the entire area. Feel the pressure. Feel the way your legs are joined to the upper part of your body. Go around your body and feel every part of it. Feel the way your sitting posture causes the pressure. Now feel your entire lower body, both your legs protruding out of your body as you are sitting either on the chair or on a seat in a lotus position. Feel your entire leg, each of your legs, your foot, your lower leg, your knee, your thighs or your upper leg, and the way they are connected to your pelvis. Similarly, your right leg. Feel both the legs. Feel the relaxation, feel the lightness. Now, slowly move your attention to your belly, to your stomach region. Notice your stomach expanding with in-breath, softening with out-breath. No need to breathe, no need to change your breathing. Just notice, just observe the movements, observe the sensations. Feel the inside of your stomach. Feel the inside of your stomach, dryness, any sounds, any sensations. Let the belly be soft, nothing to change. Similarly, move your attention to our lower back. It holds a lot of tension usually. Simply notice what is there, release the tightness. If you want, you can move your body a little bit. Notice what's there, tightness or ease. Feel the way your lower back or back is touching your seat, touching your chair or sofa. Breathe in and breathe out normally. Do not force anything to change. All we are doing is using our awareness on our every breath. Now slowly move your attention up from your lower back to your mid back region, where we all have a slight curve. Feel the curve if you are sitting straight, or feel the curve touching your seat, the back of your seat. Feel the pressure. Feel the way your body, your backbone is supporting your body. Move your attention to your upper back. Feel the shoulder blades. Feel your entire back. Feel any tingling, feel any relaxation, feel any stiffness. You're scanning with your attention your entire back region, your lower back, your mid back, your upper back. Noticing any sensations, releasing any tension, releasing any pain. When I say release, it's just moving across. Now, slowly move your attention to your chest region and scan each and every part above your stomach region all the way to below your neck and between your two shoulders. Feel your chest movements that happen as you breathe in and breathe out. See if you're able to feel your heart beating, the lungs doing their work. Feel the life flowing through you, breath by breath, beat by beat. Bring a feeling of gratitude in your heart region. Feel grateful to the wonderful body we have. Say thank you to your body. Feel the lightness in your chest. Feel the openness in your heart space. Now slowly let's move the attention to our arms. Move your attention to your left arm. Begin with your shoulder, left shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, and your palms. Feel your shoulder, feel your left upper arm, your biceps, your triceps. Then your elbow, the way your elbow is folded. Feel your forearm, the part between your elbow and your wrist. Feel your wrist, feel your palms, feel your fingers. The feeling comes from the mental map of our body. Similarly, scan with your attention and be aware as you move your attention. Your right arm, your shoulder, begin with your shoulder, your upper arm, your elbow, your forearm, your wrist, and your palm. Feel the way your hands are resting on your lap. If you're clasping your fingers, feel the pressure, relax. Feel both your arms jetting out of your body, lightly resting on your laps or in your stomach. Relax your arms, relax your fingers, relax any tension. Slowly move your attention to your neck region. Neck has been holding your head all day, fully supported. Release any tension in your neck muscles. Go around your neck from the front to the left, to the back, to the right, to the front. Feel your neck. Relax your neck. Feel your throat, feel your jaw. Notice if the teeth are clenched. Feel the way your teeth rest on each other. Feel the way your tongue is resting inside your mouth. Release all tension. Feel the way your neck stands in between your two shoulders. Scan from your left shoulder to your right shoulder around the neck and then again back. Slowly move your attention to your face, beginning with your forehead. Feel your forehead, relax your forehead. Let it be smooth. No worry, no tension, no wrinkles. Relax your eyebrows. Feel the eyes soft in their sockets. Feel the eyes the way you've closed them. Feel your nose, feel your cheeks, feel your lips. Become aware of your ears. Feel the way your nose is attached to your face. Feel the way your ears are attached to your head. Move your attention to the top of your head. Relax any tension. Feel your hair. Feel the top of your head. Feel the way your forehead is connected to the top of your head. Slowly move your attention to the back of your head, scanning your entire head. Feel the heaviness or lightness of your head. Feel the way your head rests on your neck and your neck is supported by your body. What a wonderful body we've been given. Now, scan through your body from the top to the bottom. Your head, your face, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your left arm, your right arm, your chest region, your back region, entire back, upper back, mid back, lower back, your stomach or abdomen, your lower stomach, your hip, your bottom, your pelvis, your thighs, your upper legs, your knees, your lower leg, your ankles, and your feet, your toes. Feel your entire body pulsing with energy. Feel your entire body relaxing. Feel any sensations in any part of your body as you breathe in, normal and natural, my dear friends. Your whole body breathing, alive and here. As you breathe, your prana, your energy flows through the 72,000 nadis spread across your body. And as the prana moves, there are bound to be sensations. And our practice of body scan is to kind of increase our awareness of those sensations. Feel the breath flowing through your body, entire body. Feel the lightness, feel the joy. Feel yourself as one complete, integrated organism, not separate, but whole. The body breathing itself, heart beating, life flowing. Feel the quality of your mind, peaceful, joyful, relaxed, more spacious. This is what Buddha calls passaddhi, body, mind, stillness. Simply rest in this state for a couple of minutes. Feel your entire body breathing. Feel the breath flowing through your entire body. Enjoy the feeling of relaxation. Feel the way your body is sitting in the space. Last 1 minute, no thoughts. Feel the breath flowing throughout your body. Your whole body is breathing. Head to toe, toe to head. Feel grateful for your body, for your mind, for your life. Think about all the wonderful things you were able to do with your body. Feel grateful for all the experiences. Wonderful, my dear friends. With that feeling of gratitude, slowly deepen your breath. Take a long inhale and a long exhale. Feel grateful. Slowly bring your awareness to the room, to your chair, to your sitting position, and slowly place your palms on your eyes a few seconds, and you can open when you are ready. Wonderful. How are you feeling? How many of you were able to experience the lightness, the relaxation of a body scan? You can do it anytime. I've seen a lot of people do it when they are sick, when they want to relax. Wonderful. So that's the body scan. We did it in a rapid approach. I think we took close to 25 minutes. But yeah, you can spend your time on that. When a lot of people are doing it the first time, they may not feel anything in different some parts of the body, which is okay. You still have a hand, you still have that part. So you can kind of scan that. This is called body scan. You scan your body. The reason body scan practice is essential is because every feeling, every thought, every emotion is grounded in our body. Whatever is grounded in our body is what we can feel. They don't come out of thin air. So the moment we are able to feel the feeling, then we are able to take the correct action. Remember, we said you cannot change what you're not aware of. That's the whole point. I've got a few more, as I said, we'll cover a few use cases before we close. We're going to take, yeah, anyway, we have time till 9:50. All right, so yes, you're able to see this. Okay. So one of the use cases I wanted to cover amongst many use cases was pain management. Right, all of you are familiar with what Buddha said, right? I think pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional, right? And pain manifests itself as a physical sensation plus a mental suffering. We all know that the physical sensation is part of the body, the mental suffering is part of the mind. It could be anything, tissue damage, inflammation, nerve signals. And every time what increases the pain is what increases the pain is primarily the suffering associated with it. Some of you may be aware of the story attributed to Buddha again, the second arrow. There is a parable where Buddha is quoted as saying that every time there is a situation, there are two arrows that we feel. The first arrow is the actual situation. Maybe we hurt our knee, we hurt our ankle somewhere, or something else happened mentally, right? Or someone passed a remark. So that is the first arrow, which is the actual incident. And he says, more often than not, the suffering is not because of the first arrow. The suffering is because the second arrow, which comes due to our judgment, due to our analysis of situation, due to our not letting go of what is happening. So that's the second arrow. That is the mental suffering, right? So the mental suffering could be like, this shouldn't be happening. Oh my God, what if it gets worse? It will never get better. Why is this happening to me? Right? So all these So a mindless response to pain is, as you see here. Um, so a pain sensation arises, immediately we resist it, and muscles tense around the pain site. It reduces the blood flow, it increases tension, pain worsens. There could even be headache. A lot of us keep getting headache, right? The more we are worried about headache, oh my God, I've got an headache, oh my God. So that resistance adds to the pain physically as well, right? Whereas a mindful approach to pain, as you see here, first locate where exactly the pain is happening. Is it in one spot or several? So we are bringing in a lot more awareness to the pain. You're locating the pain. You can describe your quality of the pain. Is it sharp? Is it dull? You can give it an intensity rating. Oh, it's a pain of 1 to 10. It is a pain of 4 or 3, just like the way EFT practitioners do. Right, on a scale of 0 to 10 or 1 to 10, what is the scale? Right, is it constant or fluctuating? You're giving it a little bit more awareness, but observing it, observing the raw sensation without any judgment. My back is paining, my back hurts, I will recover. Maybe if you want, you can give it a positive spin, right? And then you investigate the edges of the pain and you notice the changes and you soften around it. So basically, you bring in a different relation to it. When will all this happen? Only when you're able to feel the sensation of the pain at a particular part of the body and you are mindful, you are able to kind of stop, you're going to stop the reaction and provide a pause in between the pain and the response. Then you're able to kind of re negotiate or redirect the response to a different response. And this has happened, and this is again a common meditation instruction. A lot of us sit on the floor or in a lotus position and start meditating. After a while, our knee starts hurting. After a while, our back starts hurting, right? And I've personally experimented with this. When you layer awareness or attention on the pain, at the pain, point of pain, the knee or your back or your neck or your shoulders, after a while, the pain disappears. That's the beauty. The moment you bring awareness to a particular situation, the situation disappears. The moment you bring awareness to a pain, the pain disappears. I mean, it may not happen for all of us at all the time, but there are cases where it happens. And as we lay our trust, lay our belief on that, it'll continue to happen. Again, there are different kinds of pain. I mean, obviously. So anything, what this allows us to do is feel the pain as it is happening in the body, rather than adding the extra layer of suffering, extra layer of mental pain, without extending the pain from physical pain and include it with mental pain. In fact, there is John Kabat-Zinn's 1982 study with chronic pain patients, where they failed conventional treatment, but a 10-week MBSR program, body scan is a primary practice in MBSR. They felt a 50% reduction in pain intensity, 60% reduction in pain-related anxiety, and 50% reduction in pain medication use. And I think this was studied over 4 years, I guess. So then there is also another study which talked about mindfulness meditation versus a placebo cream by UCLA, a 2011 pain study. So even there, they found that mindfulness pain signals present but less emotional reactive. People were able to emotionally rate their behavior or do things a lot better than the person who was given a placebo cream. So again, all this with appropriate caution, like the disclaimer, um, proper medical care is continuous. I mean, is essential. I mean, we're not talking saying that mindfulness will replace medical treatment. Continue the medical treatment, whatever it is. But if it is pain is bearable, pain is a signal. Consider the signal as a learning, and then you apply mindfulness to reduce the intensity of the pain. So right, so that is chronic pain management as one use case. And the next one is habits. All of us form a lot of habits, and typically this is the cycle of our habit, right? So there is a cue, there is a routine. As soon as there is a cue or a trigger, then there is a default routine automatic response we go into, right? So it could be an email notification sound, immediately we want to check our email, or whatever, or the social media is, or there is a urge for a tea or a smoke or whatever it is, then immediately we dive into it, right? And then there is a reward or a payoff that happens. The brain gets a dopamine hit out of that. I mean, in this case, email, oh, wonderful, I saw it. I get a new email and I want to see that. That's the novelty out there. And then it continues. So we are strengthening this neural pathway. Cue, the trigger, the behavior, and the payoff. As we continue to do that, that particular neural pathway continues to grow, continues to become thicker, and more we are kind of doing it mindlessly. Whereas when you move to a mindful way, what happens when you do a mindful way, when we are kind of trying to rewire our brain with mindfulness, there is this one step of awareness that intervenes between the trigger and our routine behavior, right? And that awareness happens that gives us space to kind of have a choice on whether I'm going to react to it routinely, the routine behavior, or am I going to have an alternative, right? So the cue, as soon as the trigger happens, you are aware of it and then you get a choice. Whereas earlier it was all very automated. So the whole idea of being mindful walking, mindful eating, mindful posture, and any mindful activity is for us to train our mind, train our attention and awareness to give that space between the trigger and the response. And as you do that, any habit can be programmed, right? The new habit becomes, I think, 8 weeks of plus, that new habit gets ingrained in us, and then there is a new pathway. So then that becomes the newer choice that we took becomes a new routine becomes a new routine. So it could be anything. It could be that urge to have a tea or a coffee, the urge to have that extra sweet after a meal or before a meal, right? So, or the urge to go and talk, urge to respond to that email or notification as soon as it comes, the urge to pick up my phone and scroll when I don't have anything to do, right? So all those urges are felt in some part of the body first. So as we increase our level of mindfulness, it will kind of continue to become better, right? And then I think it's pretty much the same slide. I mean, there's science behind it. The body responds 200 to 500 milliseconds before conscious thought. That is why body awareness is so important. When you are aware of things at a body level, you are able to kind of intervene much earlier, right? We can all feel, right? When you have that urge to go out for a tea break, right? Do I need it? Does my body need it or does my mind need it, right? Then there's a time for me to choose a different response. And in fact, there's an interesting study on smartphone addiction. Again, two groups, one with mindfulness training and one with no. So the mindfulness group, every time it talks about 40% reduction in phone use, right? Smartphone addiction. Earlier, they were addicted to it a lot more, taking it every now and then. Now they are conscious. Even when they felt the urge, they knew awareness of the urge before acting. They said, I don't want. They were a bit conscious. And similarly, smoking cessation study, again, quite a few stories that we've heard from our retreats and programs. So mindfulness participants showed twice the success rate at a 6-month follow-up compared to standard treatments, right? By just observing craving as just body sensation without acting. I mean, I've been through that. Craving for coffee disappeared as we continued the mindfulness meditation. You have it or not, doesn't matter, right? But that craving sensation, how do you feel it? You feel that in the body. You don't feel it in the mind, right? That is where mindfulness of body helps. And again, similarly, body awareness is impossible for anyone looking for peak performance, right? And you must have noticed great tennis players, great footballers, right? So great basketball players. So in fact, where is it? I think, yeah, there's a quote by Novak Djokovic. Of course, he's doing the Australian Open now. So he says, I'm not thinking about the technique. I'm feeling my body, feeling the ball completely present. So when you have players mentally think, all of us do that. When I used to play badminton in the initial stages, right? You do a lot of analysis. Oh my God, I should have taken my hand this way. All that thinking, all that mental rumination is not needed. The moment we allow our mental thinking to intervene, then we don't play well. Peak performance happens when you allow your body's learned responses to respond without your mind intervening. In fact, there is a wonderful book called The Inner Game of Tennis I think it's called the inner game or inside game of tennis, how it talks about great tennis players when they are in the court, all they feel is the present moment. And they try to feel the racket, they try to feel the ball, right? And they don't really think, and then automatically they get into a position and start doing it. That's where their logical brain stops, and then and the intuitive brain takes up. Similarly, there is another book where Michael Jordan talks about how, I mean, we've seen Michael Jordan play and then umpteen number of times winning a match with a three-pointer at the last second, right? And then he says automatically things happen during that time. He moves into a position and it's not calculative at all. He moves into a position, immediately the ball arrives in his hand. He takes a right leap, right jump, and then puts it in. And their mindfulness coach talks about it, right? The moment you allow your mind to intervene there, then things go for a toss, performance goes down. So peak performance happens when we allow, when we are completely mindful of what is there happening, what is happening in that moment, rather than allowing your mind to ruminate. And again, a couple of, I think there is another study which talks about John Hopkins research. Surgeons who meditate have steadier hands, better fine motor control, less fatigue, and fewer errors. Again, because body awareness, right? They are completely aware of their body, which are without. When you are aware of the body, again, it moves a lot of, it avoids a lot of thoughts. That's another positive of mindfulness of the body. And lastly, here are some ways where we can practice what we call as micro moments of mindfulness, right? And there are different types of mindfulness, micro moments. So basically, it's basically that small moment of mindfulness, right? So for example, again, there are different categories here. Transition based, when you move from one place to another place, when you are walking through a door, when you're reaching to the door, when you're getting into a car, right? Or just standing up, sitting down, they're all transition based. Feel what you're feeling at that particular time in your body. And then activity based, right? We talked about mindful walking, mindful conversation, mindful listening, right? And then mindful eating. So we talked about all that. And then there are quite a few apps, or you can even set a reminder on your phone, or a scheduled reminder, hourly time, to do a quick body scan, right? To become mindful of your body, quick breath check, and then reset your focus, right? So that is time based. And then sensation based, obviously, when you're working hard, when you're working on the computer, sometimes we lose awareness of our posture. We gain awareness only when we find a stiffness or pain, right? So it's again, periodically be mindful of your posture, be mindful of your neck, be mindful of the way you're sitting and typing, be mindful of your arms that are resting on the table. And then the fifth category is waiting based, wherever we are waiting, right? Even in fact, Patriji keeps saying, where you're waiting at an airport, you're waiting at a bus station, you're waiting in a train, traveling in a train, nothing to do, close your eyes, observe your breath, right? Similarly here, just when during those waiting times, we can do a quick body scan, right? Being aware of your body from your toe to your head or head to your toe, but at the same time being aware of what is happening outside as well. So, and all this body wisdom will help us be a lot more intuitive. We will cover that when we talk about the mindfulness of thoughts. So every time there is a danger, every time there is change in energy, you will be able to feel that lot better through your body signals. All right. So my dear friends, so that was pretty much it. Very light subject, but the important thing was the practice of body scan, right? And here is our practice or the homework for the coming week. As usual, breath mindfulness meditation. Please do a body scan, 15 minutes daily. Before bed, again, it relaxes, and that's something you can try. Anyone finding it difficult to sleep, you can just do a body scan. You'll feel completely relaxed. You'll go into sleep, right? Body scan relaxes. And then doorway practice, every threshold, every time you hold the handle of a door, feel the pressure. Every time you hold a glass of water, feel the pressure, and then you drink it. Right? Hold a cup, feel the pressure, feel the way you're holding it. Same thing to do with your plate. Mindful activities, again, walking, showering, eating. So as we spoke about, we talked about several mindful walking practices. And then notice tension signals in your body always throughout the day, right? So these are some of the practices that allow you to be feeling a lot more mindful of your body. There are different books that talk about quite a few more exercises, but in essence, always be aware of your body. So that is the most important thing. And one last slide I had. Okay, so my company does this app called Be Supermind, and this course is created on the Be Supermind app, and you can view the recordings and meditations that we do in this course. You can find the recordings of these in that particular app under the Superpower Mindfulness course. So you can go to the Android Play Store or iOS App Store and then download the Be Supermind app, sign up with your email ID, click on learn, there is this button learn, and then you'll see a Superpower Mindfulness course on it. You register for it, and then onwards you'll be able to look at every day, every session or every day. After the recording comes up, there is a session recording, and then there is a meditation recording as well. And when you do those meditations from that, it'll also, you can record your minutes, you can record your streaks, and the music that we play in this meditation and several other meditations are also there. And there are Chandra sir, several sessions, several meditation, guided meditation, more guided meditations also available in the app. So please try using it. And then there's a meditation timer. For those of you who are practicing meditation every day, you can use a timer and to set a 15-minute or a 50-minute or a 1 hour kind of appropriate to show what music is available. All right. And we'd love to hear your feedback on this app. So be super mind. The whole idea is about we are elevating our level of consciousness through mindfulness. All right. So with that, my dear friends, we end the session for today. If you have any questions, I'm around to answer your questions. So thanks for your time, and stay mindful, feel your body. Be aware of your body, be aware of your sensations in your body all throughout the day. That will help us in the topic that we are going to discuss in the next session, mindfulness of feelings. How do we feel? The feeling arises as a sensation in our body. That is why it's important for us to kind of do the body scan, free up our body, free up the awareness of our body, and then we can able to do that, right? And you can try awareness of body when you are sick, when you are not well, when you are down mentally. Every time you focus your awareness on your body, it uplifts you. All right, your body schema gets updated. So with that, thank you, and I'll hang around for any questions, and we'll see you in the next session. Till then, have a mindful day every day. Thank you very much for all of you, but I will stay around for any questions. If anyone wants to type a question on the chat window, please do so. If anyone wants to speak, can raise the Zoom hand and you can unmute and then speak. How's been the session? Has it been useful, or do you think, okay, this is something that I know, you're just reiterating all that I know? Mindfulness of body is a foundation. Wonderful. So please, let's all be aware of our, enhance our awareness through our mindfulness of our body. All right, dear friends, I think no more questions. So wonderful. Thank you, and see you in the next